The City of Tshwane is facing another threat that could plunge it into deeper chaos. Civic organisations want to start campaigns to boycott the payment of municipal services until quality services are restored. Many communities, especially townships, are crippled by poor services as the labour dispute between municipal workers and Tshwane continue. Now, Dr Levy Ndou joins us to look at the ongoing crisis in Tshwane. Very good afternoon, Dr Levy. Thank you for your time with us here on the SABC.
Good afternoon to you, Lisa. Good afternoon to the viewers at home. Thank you for having me.
So we obviously see some sentiments from residents coming to the fore. They now feel that it's not fair to be paying for these services that are not being delivered to them. What is your view on this development?
The situation in Tshwane appears to be getting out of hand in the sense that the strike by the workers has taken too long, and it has become clear that both the workers and the leadership of the City of Tshwane are not able to sit down together and resolve the matter. At the heart of all this is the wage dispute that the workers appear to be saying that there has been agreements in the past and they could not afford to get a 0% increment. And on the other hand, you have got the leadership in the City of Tshwane that is saying there is no resources available. With all these issues happening, citizens are the ones that are suffering because service delivery is seriously affected in the City of Tshwane. And citizens who have been eagerly waiting for these matters to be resolved are becoming more frustrated on a daily basis because the city is unable to provide the basics. And in that situation, one would understand why citizens are saying without any service, then they should not pay. But I think we should not look at it only negatively. This, for me, it's a sign and a wake-up call to say that citizens appear to have had enough, and maybe they are sending a strong message to both the City of Tshwane and the workers that they should put their house in order and ensure that the city goes back to normality.
Well, speaking about the strong message sent by residents and citizens, I mean, you've now spoken about the impasse between the municipal workers, labour unions, the strike action that's obviously affected service delivery. The MMC for Finance in Tshwane is saying that they are heavily reliant on revenue collection to function at the rate that they are at. And I wonder how we then also address the culture of non-payment to solve that matter.
It is unfortunate that at this stage, the city is able to highlight the fact that they rely on revenue collection. But at the same time, the same city is not being able to sit down with its own workers to be able to address this matter. And unfortunately, you are going to have a situation where ordinary citizens, if they've started talking about non-payment, they are actually going to continue non-payment because they are not getting any services. You have got a situation where citizens have been complaining that they cannot pay for services because they don't get none of such. And in a situation where it's very clear that services are not being provided, and you see refuse everywhere you go, and all these things that you expect the city to do, it's unable to do, it becomes an opportune time for these people not to pay the services, and it has got a potential to cripple the city even further. And hence I'm saying it is time for those that are given the responsibility to do whatever mandate that they are given in the city, to do what is best for the city and resolve this situation that they are facing.
Well, let's explore what's best then. So we've seen earlier that there was a failure by Tshwane to submit their financial statements to the Auditor General. Tshwane has also entered junk status. And so there have been questions about whether it's time the provincial government operate the finances of local government, as Tshwane seems to be struggling with its financial management. How would you weigh in on that scenario or possibility?
Well, I think they need to do the first things first. The first thing, in my view, is to ensure that there is stability in the City of Tshwane and services go back to normal. The inability of the City of Tshwane and its workers to resolve its own crisis has a potential to attract the provincial government to intervene. I know that the political leadership in Tshwane would not love to see that happening. But with the kind of threat that we're getting now from ordinary citizens on the ground, that could be the case. Just yesterday, we had Mr. Lesoffi, in his capacity as the chairperson of the ANC, saying that they are actually very much worried about the situation of Tshwane. And one will not be surprised if we get the provincial government intervening. You have got the City of Tshwane that is owing Eskom large amounts of money. And you have got the possibility of citizens not paying for services in the City of Tshwane. That leads the city in a very difficult financial situation. And that has a huge potential to attract provincial government to intervene.
Dr. Levi, in conclusion, just as we wrap, is there political will to resolve this matter as we edge closer to elections and we have to entertain different possibilities and probabilities then?
It is about the attitude of those that are given responsibilities and the workers to find a balance, sit together and find ways and means to resolve this situation. If this situation is not addressed very quickly, it would have serious implications come 2024, and especially for those that are running the city.